monster under the shed. It was a dark and blustery evening at the station. Sir Topham Hatt had to close the railway on account of the weather. The engines were waiting for the signal to go down so they could return to their sheds. "Maybe one of us should tell a story to pass the time," Thomas suggested. The other engines looked pleased with Thomas's idea. "I've got the perfect story for tonight," said James with a sly grin. "A long time ago, there was a little blue engine, and he was always eager to help." "Little blue engine," said the station master, "could you go to the other end of the line and pick up a coach and take it back here?" "Of course," the brave little engine replied, and it set off into the dark night. But by the time the little blue engine reached the end of the tracks, the fog was so thick that he could barely see a thing. "I'll just have to wait till morning," he said, so he went into an old shed and settled himself for the night. Later that night, the little blue engine woke to a strange noise coming from below the shed. He opened his eyes and saw long fingers reaching up through the floorboards. There was a monster under the shed! Terrified, the little blue engine raced out of the shed with the horrible engine-eating monster chasing after him. "Then what happened?" said Percy nervously. "That's where the story ends," said James. "No one ever heard from that little blue engine again." "Well, what about the monster?" Percy asked. "Ha ha ha," laughed Gordon. "It's only a story, Percy." But what if the story is true? What if the engine-eating monster is still out here tonight?" Percy whispered. "Don't be ridiculous," said Thomas. "There's no such thing as monsters." Back at the sheds, all the engines were asleep, except for James. He was going to play a trick on Percy. He returned with a flatbed full of scrap metal. "Ah! It's the monster! He's gonna get me!" James couldn't stop laughing, and Percy felt foolish. "It's okay," said Henry. "Sometimes good imaginations just think bad thoughts." Later that night, all was quiet again. "James, cut it out," muttered Thomas. "Nobody's falling for your tricks again." But it wasn't James. He was fast asleep. Wait a minute. If it isn't James, then maybe I really do have a monster under my shed. It's probably waiting for me to go to sleep so it could. Thomas didn't want to finish his sentence, so he stayed up all night just to be safe. Thomas was awfully tired when he met Percy at the station the next morning. "So, Percy, did you hear any strange noises last night?" "Not after James's silly prank," replied Percy. Now Thomas felt foolish for having stayed up all night. Later, Thomas arrived at Knapford Station. "Gee, Thomas, you look like you could use some special coal," said Henry. "Oh, I'm just a little tired," said Thomas. Then James rushed past with the express. "What's the matter, Thomas? Monsters keeping you up all night?" "Ha ha ha." That evening, Thomas barely had enough puff to make it back to the sheds. The other engines were telling ghost stories again, but Thomas just puffed right past them. He was too tired to even think anyway. Who's there? Gordon, wake up! Wake up!
What, Thomas? What could you possibly need?
Gordon, I saw something. Something was trying to get into my shed.
What? What was getting into your shed?
It's right there on the turn. But I saw it. It was trying to get in.
Thomas, I think you just had a bad dream. Now go back to sleep. We'll discuss it in the morning.
No, but Gordon, I saw it.